What is up, YouTube? My name is Bailey Zimmerman, and this is my first ever YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to be going over my current modern Moody desk setup that I have. Since this is my first YouTube video, this is going to be my raw, unbiased opinion. If you like any of the products, all the product links will be in the description below for you guys. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting off at the heart of the setup, it is going to be, yes, you guessed it, the IKEA hack. The IKEA hack is not going to be a normal desk, but it is instead a IKEA countertop, specifically the Carbly countertop with 2 Alex drawers. This setup for me is the longer countertop as well. I feel like it's just very productive. It holds a lot of storage in those Alex drawers. The countertop itself gives that modern, moody feeling. Aesthetically, I think it's my favorite type of setup, whether you have like the IKEA Carbly countertop or like a Home Depot butcher board block countertop. I think that looks good too. And I think that might be a little bit more personal, but this is just what I ended up doing. With the longer desk setup, you will need some sort of desk support. You can either do like an IKEA desk leg, but what I did is I just got some brackets for the desk support. Either way, I think you're good. Along with that, I also have the desk elevated a couple of inches with furniture feet. I saw this from Random Frank P. Love his videos too. Random Frank P and Tech Source have a lot of inspiration on my setup. Cable management with this desk, I don't think was too difficult. I did honestly just put cable raceways on the bottom with a lot of those zip tie cables and Velcro cables, and it does the job for right now. I think eventually when I move setups, I'm gonna have a more in-depth review on my cable setup, but right now I just think that as long as all my cables aren't visible, I think it looks good. Moving on to the chair, I do have the IKEA chair. I don't know the exact name of it. I know they have a lot of different ones, specifically the black and white one. I don't know if they still have it. I know that they have like a cream and a black one, I think last time I went to IKEA, so I don't know if they have this specific one, but I do plan on upgrading my chair soon. Now moving on to the computer side of things, shout out to Tech Source. This PC build was inspired by his $1,000 PC build. I have done upgrades to it since the initial build. I think the case is different as well, but all the internals will be the same. I did add a 2TB M.2 SSD just because there wasn't a lot of storage in it, and if you're playing games and you want better loading times, definitely suggest upgrading to the M.2 SSD. If you're playing anything like GTA, Sea of Thieves, anything with those loading times that are a little bit extended, it's gonna make that way faster. So I highly suggest that. I also have a lot of hard drive storage as well for games that I don't necessarily, or things that I don't necessarily need to put on a SSD. But as far as the other internals, I know it's a Radeon 5700 XT. I'm not sure about the processor, which is pretty bad. I don't remember off the top of my head. I know it's like a Tomahawk B450 or something like that for the motherboard. Along with my PC that I use for gaming, I also have a MacBook that I'm going to be using for video editing, work, and a few other things. Now moving on to the displays for this setup, I have 2 monitors. One is going to be the Scepter 165 Hz monitor with the IPS panel. The colors are just way more vibrant on the IPS panel of Scepter's 165 Hz monitor. I have had both. I definitely suggest doing the IPS panel over the other one just because the blacks are blacker, the reds are more red. It's just more vibrant. My secondary monitor is going to be the LG 27 UN 850W or something like that. Amazing display. I do have it vertically right now just because I mainly use it for Discord, Spotify, or watching a video or something while I'm gaming. Or I can easily flip it horizontally if I'm doing video editing on my MacBook. This display does have that certain cable or whatever that goes from the Mac to the computer. So it's super nice in that aspect. This monitor arm, it can hold any weight monitor. I feel like any variation. If I wanted it diagonal, I could do it diagonally. Definitely suggest the Uplift monitor arms. No association with them, but they're just amazing monitor arms. Now moving on to the audio side of things, what is going to be running everything is going to be the Go XLR Mini. No complaints so far, other than that I had to watch a lot of videos to try to learn how to use it specifically. My mic and mic arm. The mic is going to be the Shure MV7. It's honestly just like the SM7B, which is probably a little bit more popular, but the SM7B is going to be more expensive. This one's just smaller, cheaper, but if you watch a video breaking down the difference, I mean, honestly, I don't think you could tell the difference, especially if you're watching from your phone. Now for the mic arm, I did get the Rode mic arm because I got one of the other ones, like the Blue Yeti or something like that, the mic arm, and that sucker must have been spring loaded or something, because it would not, like, this mic couldn't hold it down, so it would just be straight up. I wasn't able to actually use it whatsoever, so I had to return that mic arm. Speakers, I do have the Edifier bookshelf speakers that are wooden. I think it goes with my setup really well. The sound on them are amazing. I have them on my pegboard right now. Audio super crisp, great bass, and aesthetically it's just perfect. And my headset, which is going to be what I normally use when I'm gaming or just doing productive work, is going to be the DT990 Pros open back headset. Super crisp noise, not a ton of bass, but if you're gaming, it's perfect. I think this is the same headset that Ninja uses actually. Now going over the keyboard, mouse, and Mousepad. The Mousepad is going to be TechSource's Mousepad. Another shout out to TechSource. I've watched Setup Wars for a long time, so I think that getting this Mousepad, it goes with my setup. I have a lot of black, whites, and grays, so it's perfect. The keyboard is going to be the Corsair K95 RGB Platinum. It does have extra programmable keys on there too, along with, those are not the stock keycaps. I have the PBT white keycaps. It just makes them a little bit thicker. They feel a lot clickier, I guess. I don't know, it just feels nicer on my fingers, and it has a better look to it, since I don't want just all black and gray. I want a little bit of white in there too. So now going over to the mouse, I do have, I think, 3 glorious mice. The one I have on my desk right now is the white Model O wireless. Actually, I have the black Model O wireless, which is normally what I use with my setup, but I got the white one specifically for when I'm traveling and I can use it with my Mac, just because I don't always like to use a trackpad. I also have the Model D wired, which is just a little bit of a different feel in my hand, but I like that one too. Lighting wise, I really just have a lamp on my desk that, I mean, aesthetically, another thing that fits perfectly in my setup, it's that black and that wood vibe to it. I mean, it's a lamp, but it also has a wireless phone charger aspect to it. So when I'm doing productive work, or if I'm up in the morning, or if I'm journaling in the morning, I can just set my phone on there and not necessarily have to be distracted by it. Moving on to more of the accessory side of things, I do have 2 pegboards on my setup. Both of those have shelves on there to add a little bit more of a grounded feel and the wood theme. I did put grass on those shelves to go with the speakers and stuff like that. I just love the look of it. All that stuff's on Amazon. Honestly, most of my accessory stuff is going to be on Amazon. On my right pegboard, I have the Oculus headset and Baby Group. That LED clock too, it's a great pickup. I mean, for me, it's just nice to be able to see the time of day, whether I'm waking up in the morning or whether I'm playing games and I just want to look up and see what time it is. I have an Xbox controller for when I'm playing games like Jedi Fallen Order, or whether I'm just, you know, playing a different game that I can't really use a keyboard and mouse as easily on. On the top left, above my left pegboard, I have a neon sign of my name, or my social media name, I guess, Bailey C Man. One thing that I almost missed on that technically isn't part of my gaming or desk setup is going to be the big TV right in the middle of my setup. The TV is a Vizio 65-inch 4K smart TV. It's not a great brand, but honestly, this TV is amazing. It's just what I need. I don't need anything super crazy. And then above it, I have a sound bar. A couple other desk accessories is gonna be like the oil diffuser and like a Mjolnir fidget spinner. I don't know where the Mjolnir fidget spinner is from, but I can figure out if any of you guys are curious. The oil diffuser is going to be from Amazon. Really, it's just something where I don't necessarily have to have a candle, but I'm able to get a scent going in the room for productivity. That is going to be it for the video. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Leave a like if you liked the video. I would really appreciate that since this is my first video. And to wrap it up, I would like to say that a lot of the inspiration for this channel has come from Think Media, Random Frank P, Tech Source. I think a lot of their videos have had a lot of inspiration on me. And again, I just like to say thank you guys for watching. Stay blessed.